Earth had always been part of the Great Interstellar Council. For centuries, humanity had traded ideas, resources, and knowledge with countless other worlds. Yet the Council had always treated humans with a mixture of respect and caution. They admired human ingenuity, but they feared the unpredictable spirit that made humans so different from other races. On the Grand Council Hall, a chamber that floated in the orbit of the shining planet Virelia, the debate was reaching its peak. Holographic displays of planets, star systems, and fleets flickered above the heads of the Council delegates. Ambassador Eli Wren stood at the center, his voice calm but firm, trying to convince the Council that Earth's recent defense programs were not a threat. "Our research is purely defensive," Eli said. "We have no desire to dominate or harm other worlds. Humanity seeks only to protect itself and contribute to the Council's shared goals." The other delegates murmured among themselves. Some were sympathetic, while others shook their heads in disbelief. Humans were clever, resourceful, and undeniably powerful when provoked. That combination made them dangerous in the eyes of the Council. Admiral Kara Voss, Earth's top military strategist, stood behind Eli, her sharp eyes scanning the chamber. She had trained for this moment, but even she could feel the weight of the Council's judgment pressing down like gravity. Kara was tall, with a presence that demanded respect. Her mind was always several moves ahead, calculating outcomes in seconds. She had led Earth's fleet in simulations that even the Council could not predict. This Council has always underestimated humanity, Kara thought quietly. They think they know us, but they have never seen the full extent of what we can achieve. The head delegate of Virelia, a being whose skin shimmered like liquid crystal, raised their voice. "Earth's fleets are growing faster than agreed. Your planet has developed weapons that could threaten several systems if misused. We cannot allow this to continue." Eli spoke again, his voice steady. "We ask for trust. Earth has always followed Council laws. Our programs are for protection, not conquest." The murmurs in the chamber grew louder. The debate went on for hours. Reports from distant Council monitors were presented, showing humans' rapid technological progress. While humans had been banned from offensive weapons research in the past, the Council had always found ways to spy and report small advancements. Finally, the head delegate rose, their voice echoing in the hall. "The Council has made its decision. Earth will be exiled from the Council. Your planet will have no votes, no trade privileges, and no access to Council resources. Effective immediately." A stunned silence fell. Eli's face went pale. Kara felt a surge of anger, but she kept it hidden. The room seemed to spin, and even the most confident humans felt a moment of fear. Humanity, for the first time, was truly alone. "This is a mistake," Eli whispered to Kara as they exited the chamber. "They don't understand what they're doing. This exile, it will change everything." Kara nodded. Her mind raced. She had spent years preparing for the unexpected, but nothing could prepare anyone for the shock of being cast out from the galaxy's most powerful council. Yet in the silence of the shuttle that took them back to Earth, a new feeling began to grow inside her. Determination. "They think banishing us is victory," Kara said, her voice low but filled with conviction. "They have no idea what humans are capable of." Back on Earth, the news spread like wildfire. Hollow broadcasts showed the Council's decree, and every city paused to watch. Millions of humans gathered in public squares, some in disbelief, some in anger, and others in quiet determination. In the capital city of New Geneva, Kara and Eli met with Earth's leaders in a massive command hall. The walls were lined with holographic displays of Earth's defense systems, scientific progress, and fleet readiness. "Exile is a blow," the president said, his voice heavy with concern. "But we cannot let fear guide us. We must find a way to secure our future, even without the Council's support." Kara stepped forward. "Mr. President, there is a plan. A project hidden for decades, waiting for the right moment. Project Prometheus. It is Earth's secret path to independence, self-sufficiency, and strength. If we activate it, we can protect ourselves and even shape the galaxy's future." The room went silent. Few had known of Project Prometheus. It was the work of generations of human engineers, scientists, and strategists, a blueprint for building a powerful, self-sufficient fleet and infrastructure that could rival the Council if needed. Eli added, "The Council may have underestimated us, but they cannot stop what humans can create when we work together. We have skills, ideas, and determination that no one else can match." The leaders exchanged glances, uncertainty and hope mixing in their eyes. Kara continued, We start with research, production, and training. Every human capable of contributing will play a role. And Athena, our AI overseer, will guide us. Her calculations can predict potential threats and help us strategize in ways the Council would never expect. Athena's holographic form appeared in the room, a calm blue light in the shape of a woman. Her voice was precise even and devoid of fear. All preparations for Project Prometheus are complete. Humans have the capacity to outmaneuver larger forces. I can optimize production schedules, fleet deployment, and defense strategies. The Council will be unable to predict our moves. Kara nodded. Good, we begin immediately. Humanity will not bow to fear. We will rise stronger than ever. Over the following weeks, Earth transformed. Factories and research labs that had quietly existed for years were activated at full capacity. Engineers worked around the clock to design new starships that were faster, smarter, and more adaptable than any the Council had ever seen. Scientists developed advanced AI systems, energy shields, and propulsion technologies that combined human creativity with precision engineering. Kara oversaw training programs for the first wave of elite commanders. Young men and women from every corner of Earth learned advanced tactics, piloting skills, and teamwork. Each trainee was taught not only to fight, but to think, to improvise, and to innovate. Eli worked tirelessly to form discreet alliances with neutral planets. He knew that Earth's strength alone would not be enough to face the Council. Humanity needed partners, friends who understood the value of independence and creativity. Despite the progress, some humans were skeptical. They feared the Council's retaliation, worried that striking back would bring destruction. Kara addressed them openly. Fear is natural, she said. But humanity's strength lies not in avoiding risk, but in using intelligence, courage, and unity to overcome it. We will not be pawns in the Council's game. We will write our own future. As months passed, Project Prometheus advanced faster than anyone had imagined. New starships rolled off production lines. AI systems were integrated into every aspect of military and civilian life. Humans were readying themselves for a galaxy that had underestimated them for too long. Late one night, Kara stood on the observation deck of Earth's main spaceport, looking at the stars. The Council's fleets were out there, vast and organized, but they had never seen Earth operate at its true potential. She clenched her fists. They think exile is the end, she whispered to herself. They have no idea it is only the beginning. And so, humanity began its quiet rise, not as subjects of the Council, but as a force that would one day shape the galaxy on its own terms. In the shadows of exile, Earth prepared to unleash a plan that no one, not the Council, not the stars themselves, would see coming. The first chapter of humanity's resurgence had begun. The stars stretched endlessly above Earth, silent witnesses to the determination of a planet that would no longer bow to fear. In the weeks following the Council's decree, humanity had begun the largest secret mobilization in its history. While the galaxy believed Earth to be cut off, its people quietly worked on Project Prometheus, a plan decades in the making, now ready to unfold. Admiral Karavos walked through the vast halls of the main shipyard. Towers of steel, glass, and advanced alloys gleamed under the bright artificial lights. Engineers moved like ants, carefully assembling ships that defied expectations. These were not ordinary starships. They were marvels of human ingenuity, sleek, fast, and equipped with systems the Council could not predict. Athena, Earth's AI overseer, projected her calming holographic form beside Kara. Shipyards are at 75% capacity, Admiral. All systems are functioning within operational parameters. Fleet production can increase to full capacity within 3 cycles. Kara nodded. Good, every ship matters. Every human trained matters. This is not just war machinery. It is proof that humanity will never be underestimated again. The fleet was only one part of the plan. Across Earth, laboratories and research centers buzzed with innovation. Scientists had developed energy shields that could bend light, propulsion systems that made ships nearly invisible to detection, and weapon systems capable of precision strikes without unnecessary destruction. All of it was guided by Athena, who used predictive algorithms to anticipate possible Council responses. Meanwhile, young humans from every corner of the planet arrived at training centers designed to forge them into elite pilots, engineers, and strategists. Kara personally oversaw simulations that pushed each trainee to their limits. She taught them not only tactics but adaptability, the ability to think on their feet and turn disadvantage into opportunity. These simulations are not just exercises, Kara said to a room full of young cadets. In a real battle, things will not go according to plan. You must improvise. You must trust each other. That is what makes humans stronger than any calculated system. Eli Wren, the ambassador, moved through diplomatic channels quietly. He reached out to neutral planets, offering discreet aid, knowledge, and assurances of protection. He knew that when the time came, humans would need friends beyond their own world. Many leaders were hesitant, unsure whether to trust a planet recently exiled. But Eli's calm reasoning and the promise of humanity's ingenuity slowly began to win them over. Yet not everyone on Earth shared the same confidence. Some feared that the Council's might would crush humanity before the secret fleet could even leave orbit. "We are only one planet," one scientist whispered during a briefing. "They have thousands of ships. They can destroy us with ease." Kara's eyes softened, but her voice was firm. "Yes, they are many, but they do not have our creativity, our adaptability, or our courage. They have never faced humans operating at full potential, and they will learn soon enough." At night, when the work shifted from production to planning, Kara and Athena reviewed intelligence reports. Distant sensors had already detected unusual Council activity near several border systems. The Council was growing suspicious, unaware that Earth had activated Project Prometheus. "They are observing our movements," Kara said, her gaze fixed on the holographic star map. "But they cannot see the full picture. Not yet, and when they do," she let the thought hang, letting the room feel the weight of her determination. Training continued, growing more intense each day. Pilots maneuvered through virtual asteroid fields, learning to anticipate attacks and counter them with speed and precision. Engineers tested new propulsion designs, refining every system for efficiency and durability. Every human contributed, from the youngest cadet to the oldest scientist, understanding that Earth's survival depended on unity. Athena occasionally spoke with a measured tone, reminding Kara and Eli of potential risks. The Council may detect unusual activity within this sector. Probability of exposure increases with time. Recommend accelerating fleet readiness and diplomatic outreach simultaneously. Kara agreed. Prepare contingency plans, Athena. But we will not rush blindly. Every step must be calculated, every action deliberate. Our strength is not just technology, it is discipline. Weeks passed and Earth's fleet grew. Ships of all sizes filled hidden orbitals, each equipped with AI-assisted systems and energy shields. The first wave of ships, sleek and fast, were ready for reconnaissance missions. Eli reported encouraging progress from his diplomatic efforts. A small cluster of neutral planets had agreed to covertly support Earth, providing resources, intelligence, and safe passage through distant systems. These allies would be crucial in maintaining supply lines and spreading misinformation to confuse the Council. Despite the outward calm, tension ran high. Earth's leaders knew that one mistake could reveal their plans prematurely. Security protocols were tighter than ever, and Athena monitored every transmission for potential leaks. The Council's spies were clever, but even they would struggle to see through humanity's layered defenses. One evening, Kara gathered her closest commanders for a briefing. Holographic images of the Council's fleets and strategic outposts hovered above the table. "Listen carefully," Kara said. "We are preparing for more than defense. We are preparing to show the galaxy what humanity can achieve. Our first priority is intelligence. Understand their positions, their weaknesses, and their habits. Then, when the time is right, we strike with precision, not recklessness." The commanders nodded. Some were nervous, but all shared Kara's determination. They understood that humanity's future was in their hands. Eli stepped forward, his calm voice adding reassurance. "Our diplomacy continues. We may have allies you do not yet know. Patience is as important as speed. When we act, it must be in perfect coordination." As weeks turned into months, the people of Earth began to notice subtle changes. Hidden factories produced ships faster, research centers unveiled new technologies, and young humans trained with growing confidence. The population understood that exile was not the end, but the beginning of something greater. In a quiet moment, Kara stood on a balcony overlooking the main shipyard. Hundreds of ships glimmered under the artificial lights, each one a testament to human ingenuity and determination. She clenched her fists, feeling a mix of pride and anticipation. "They think banishing us was victory," she whispered. They have no idea it is only the start. Humanity will rise from this exile stronger than ever. Athena's calm voice responded, almost as if in agreement. Fleet production and training are ahead of schedule, Admiral. Humans are exceeding projected capacity and efficiency. Probability of successful initial operations is high. Kara smiled faintly. Then let's ensure they never doubt us again. The Council may have thought Earth was powerless, isolated, and at the mercy of larger forces. But beneath the surface, humanity had built a silent strength. Every engineer, every pilot, every strategist played a role in Project Prometheus. Every moment of secrecy, every sleepless night, brought them closer to the day when humans would no longer be underestimated. And that day was approaching faster than anyone outside Earth could imagine. In the shadows of exile, humanity's fleet was readying itself for the first step in a plan that would surprise the galaxy. Their ships were sleek, their minds sharp, and their hearts resolute. They were not just surviving, they were preparing to thrive. The stars, once distant and indifferent, now seemed to watch with curiosity. The exiled planet had begun its transformation, and the galaxy would soon feel the first tremors of a force it had ignored for too long. Kara looked at the growing fleet, a smile of quiet determination on her face. Tomorrow we take the first step. The Council may not see us coming, but they will learn soon enough. Humans are a force to be reckoned with. The quiet hum of production, the flashing lights of training simulations, and the whispers of a hopeful population echoed across the planet. Project Prometheus was alive, and Earth was awakening. The first strike of humanity's rise was still a secret, but the galaxy's eyes would soon be forced open. The darkness of space stretched endlessly, dotted with the distant glimmer of stars. Among them, the hidden fleet of Earth moved with quiet precision, unseen by the Council's vast forces. Every ship was a product of decades of secret research and development. Every human aboard had trained tirelessly for this moment. Admiral Kara Voss stood on the bridge of the flagship Prometheus, watching the holographic star map glow before her. The Council believed Earth was powerless, isolated, and alone. They had no idea that this fleet, sleek, fast, and smarter than any they had encountered, was about to test their assumptions. Athena, the AI overseer, appeared beside Kara, her holographic form calm and reassuring. All ships are in position. Sensors indicate minimal patrol activity. Probability of success for initial operations is high. Recommend proceeding with precision strike. Kara nodded. Initiate stealth protocols. Remember, we are not here to destroy unnecessarily. Our goal is to demonstrate capability and strategic intelligence. Every move must count. The first targets were remote Council outposts, small stations that monitored trade routes and served as logistical hubs. They were lightly defended but vital to the Council's network. Disabling them would slow reinforcements and send a clear message. Humanity was no longer defenseless. Pilots tightened their grips on controls as their ships glided silently toward the first outpost. Energy shields hummed, engines were nearly invisible to long-range scans, and targeting systems synced perfectly with Athena's calculations. Steady, Kara whispered. Timing is everything. As the fleet approached, the Council outposts continued their routine operations, unaware of the silent shadow moving in from across the stars. The first strike teams emerged from stealth, quickly disabling defensive turrets with precision laser pulses. Automated systems were overridden, and communications were jammed before alarms could reach nearby stations. On the bridge of the Prometheus, Kara watched each strike unfold with careful attention. Excellent, she said. Maintain position and prepare for extraction. We leave no trace of unnecessary damage. The operation continued with flawless efficiency. Council supply ships were intercepted and rerouted, their routes silently disrupted. Small planetary stations received temporary signals that suggested internal malfunctions, preventing the Council from immediately realizing what had happened. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Eli Wren monitored communications from neutral allies. Some planets had agreed to provide minor resources and intelligence support, and their contributions were crucial. Holofeeds from these planets displayed subtle messages, supply caches prepared, hidden stations activated, and star charts updated with safe routes. Eli smiled quietly. They may not fully trust us yet, but they will learn that humans honor their word. And when that trust grows, so will our coalition. Not all was smooth. A council patrol, larger than expected, appeared on long-range sensors. The fleet could not engage directly without revealing their true strength. Kara's mind raced, considering every possible maneuver. "We cannot fight them head-on," Kara said. "Athena, calculate optimal evasive maneuvers." Athena projected multiple simulations in seconds, showing paths through asteroid fields and gravity wells. Probability of successful evasion, 98%. Recommended route maximizes cover while maintaining fleet cohesion. Kara gave the order. "Execute maneuver. Stick to the plan. Every ship must follow precisely." The fleet twisted and turned through the hazards of space with grace. Council sensors tracked movement but could not identify the fleet's true numbers or destination. Kara's tactics combined human ingenuity with AI precision, something the Council had never faced. Meanwhile, smaller teams targeted vital Council communication satellites. These were disabled temporarily, ensuring that the Council could not coordinate an immediate response. Every move was calculated, minimal damage inflicted, but maximum strategic advantage gained. As the fleet completed its operations and prepared to return to hidden orbit around Earth, Kara allowed herself a moment of reflection. Humanity had struck for the first time, demonstrating intelligence, precision, and courage. "This is only the beginning," Kara said quietly. "The Council will not expect our next move." The news did not reach the Council immediately, but when it did, panic began to spread. Reports of disabled outposts, rerouted supply lines, and missing satellites reached the leadership. They realized, perhaps for the first time, that humanity was far more capable than they had assumed. Within the Council halls, debates erupted. How could they have accomplished this without detection? One delegate demanded. "We must strike immediately." Another voice countered, cautious but worried. "We underestimated Earth. We need intelligence before we act. A direct attack may be more dangerous than we realize." Back on Earth, celebrations were muted but meaningful. Pilots, engineers, and strategists all knew the significance of what they had achieved. They had demonstrated capability without reckless destruction, proving that humans were not only resourceful, but also disciplined. Kara gathered her key commanders after the operation. "We showed them what we can do," she said. "But now we must prepare for their response. They will not sit quietly. We must be ready to act faster, think smarter, and adapt constantly. That is how humans survive." Athena's holographic form glowed faintly. "Analysis indicates Council response time may be delayed due to internal communication disruptions. Probability of advantage for Earth's next operation is high. Recommend immediate planning for next phase." Eli nodded. "Our allies are ready to assist. The next move is as much diplomatic as it is strategic. Neutral planets are watching. Our success will inspire confidence and expand support." As night fell on Earth, Kara stood once more on the observation deck, looking at the stars. Ships returned quietly to hidden orbital hangars, engines cooled and shields powered down. Humanity had struck and the galaxy had begun to notice. "They will try to fight us," Kara whispered. "They will underestimate our creativity, but they will learn, as they always do, that humans cannot be controlled or ignored." In the coming days, intelligence reports confirmed that the Council was investigating the attacks. Their fleets were mobilizing cautiously, unsure where Earth's hidden strength lay. Kara and Eli understood that this was only the first step. The Council believed they could predict human behavior, but humans had never been predictable. Meanwhile, the people of Earth continued their preparations, knowing that more challenges were ahead. Training intensified, research accelerated, and diplomatic channels expanded. Every individual contributed, understanding that humanity's survival depended on unity, intelligence, and courage. Kara returned to the bridge of the Prometheus, watching young pilots review data and practicing maneuvers. "They have potential," she thought. "Every generation adds to our strength. The Council believes we are new to this game, but humans have always adapted, always endured, and always overcome." Athena's voice interrupted her reflection. "Incoming communication from a neutral planet. They report willingness to provide additional resources and intelligence support, contingent upon demonstration of continued restraint and strategy." Kara smiled faintly. "Then we continue. We show them what humans can do, not recklessly, but with precision, creativity, and courage. Every move counts. Every victory strengthens our future." In the depths of space, the stars seemed to shine brighter, Humanity had moved from exile to action, proving that even in isolation their strength and determination could challenge the galaxy's most powerful forces. The first strike had succeeded. But Kara knew that the most challenging battles were still ahead. The Council would respond. Neutral planets would be tested, and humanity's resolve would be pushed to its limits. Yet for the first time in centuries, humans felt something new, a sense of pride, purpose, and power. They were no longer subjects of the Council. They were architects of their own destiny. The fleet rested, hidden but ready. Pilots trained, scientists advanced technology, and diplomats worked to secure alliances. Every human contribution added to the strength that would soon reshape the galaxy. And from the bridge of the Prometheus, Kara whispered once more, her eyes fixed on the infinite darkness of space. The galaxy will learn what humans are capable of. This is only the beginning. Humanity will rise and nothing will stop us. The stars waited. The Council trembled. And humanity, exiled but unbroken, had begun its rise. The galaxy had begun to notice the quiet rise of Earth. News of disabled Council outposts and rerouted supply lines spread slowly, but the Council's leaders were alarmed. They realized that humanity was far more capable than they had ever imagined. For the first time, humans were no longer underestimated. They were feared. Admiral Karavos stood on the bridge of the flagship Prometheus, reviewing reports from reconnaissance teams. "They are mobilizing," she said. "The Council is sending fleets toward border systems. But they do not yet know the full strength of our forces, or the alliances we have formed." Eli Wren appeared beside her, projecting calm reassurance. "Some neutral planets are now ready to join our coalition. They've seen our discipline, our precision, and our restraint. They trust humanity's leadership and vision." Kara nodded. "Then we must use this trust wisely. These allies are vital. Our strength is not only in our ships and technology, it is in our unity, and the faith that others have in us." On distant planets, quiet meetings were underway. Leaders from neutral systems studied the reports from Earth. Some had been wary of humans, believing the Council's warnings. But as they examined the evidence, the precise strikes, the lack of unnecessary destruction, and the coordination of Project Prometheus, they began to see humanity in a new light. One planetary leader whispered, "They fight with intelligence, not recklessness. Perhaps they are not the threat the Council claims. Perhaps they are the allies we need." Eli's diplomacy continued in secret channels, weaving a network of support. Supplies were discreetly provided, intelligence shared, and safe passages mapped. Humanity's influence was growing quietly, a network invisible to the Council's eyes. Back on Earth, training intensified. Every pilot, engineer, and strategist was pushed to their limits. Kara supervised simulation exercises that tested their adaptability, speed, and creativity. She wanted humans to be prepared for any challenge the Council might throw at them. "Adaptation is our greatest weapon," Kara told the trainees. "The Council may have fleets larger than ours, but they cannot predict human creativity. They cannot anticipate how we turn disadvantage into opportunity. That is our strength." Athena monitored every move. Council reconnaissance indicates suspicion but no definitive action. Probability of maintaining advantage is high if we continue operations with precision and discipline. The first real test came when a small Council fleet attempted to investigate a border system, suspected of aiding Earth. The fleet's movements were calculated but predictable. Kara's tactical mind raced, considering every option. "We cannot destroy them. They are larger and more numerous," Kara said. "But we can redirect them, slow them, and use the environment to our advantage." The fleet moved through an asteroid belt, using gravity wells and debris fields to mask their actions. Council sensors struggled to detect human ships. Pilots used creative maneuvers to simulate larger numbers, confusing the enemy into believing they faced a massive fleet. The Council's ships hesitated, unsure of what they faced. Miscommunication among their commanders caused delays and disorganization. Humans, using intelligence, patience, and strategy, turned what could have been a direct confrontation into an opportunity to demonstrate superior tactics. Meanwhile, neutral planets began to act. Small fleets, guided by Earth's strategy, moved to secure supply routes and patrol strategic areas. Though minor in size, their contributions multiplied the effectiveness of Project Prometheus. Every step was carefully coordinated through Athena, whose AI calculations ensured that all allies operated in harmony with Earth's plan. Eli monitored the communications from these allies. "Our coalition grows," he said. "Each planet adds strength, each decision builds trust. Soon the Council will realize that they cannot isolate us or act against us without consequence." The Council, sensing rising tension, launched a limited offensive against one of the border systems. It was intended to test human capabilities. They did not expect the coordinated response. Earth's fleet, combined with Allied ships, executed a series of maneuvers that outsmarted the Council's strategy. Supply lines were cut, patrols redirected, and the attacking fleet was forced to retreat without causing significant damage. Kara watched the reports with satisfaction. "They are learning the hard way," she said. "Humans do not fight blindly. We do not follow predictable patterns. We adapt, we innovate, and we survive." Athena added, "Analysis suggests the Council may attempt a larger offensive in the near future. Probability of significant engagement is increasing. Recommend continued coordination with allied planets and expansion of fleet readiness." Earth's leaders understood the stakes. The Council's retaliation would be more organized, more powerful, and more determined. Humanity's future depended on preparation, intelligence, and unity. Every person's contribution mattered, from the youngest cadet to the most experienced diplomat. Kara called a strategy meeting with her commanders. Holographic maps of Council fleets, neutral planets, and border systems floated above the table. "This is the moment we've trained for," she said. "The Council is reacting. We must anticipate, plan, and adapt faster than they can. Every ally, every ship, every human skill counts." One commander spoke cautiously. "Admiral, the Council's main fleet is enormous. Can we truly match them?" Kara's eyes shone with determination. "We may not match them in size, but we surpass them in ingenuity, coordination, and resolve. That is the human advantage. Remember, strategy is not just about numbers. It is about vision and execution." As preparations continued, small skirmishes began along the border systems. Council forces tested humanity's defenses only to be outmaneuvered repeatedly. Human pilots used creative tactics such as decoys, rapid maneuvers, and AI-assisted precision strikes to counter larger fleets. Engineers adapted technology on the fly, enhancing shields, propulsion, and weapon systems in response to new threats. The Council began to realize that humans were unlike any race they had encountered. Discipline, intelligence, and courage combined in ways that no algorithm could predict. Each success reinforced human confidence and inspired allies to contribute more openly. Eli's diplomatic channels reported growing support. Some neutral planets, previously cautious, offered additional fleets and resources. Others provided intelligence networks to monitor Council movements. Slowly, a coalition began to form, united not by fear or obligation, but by respect for humanity's vision and capability. Kara addressed her commanders and allies. "We have proven that humans are not passive, that we do not yield to threats. Our fleet, our allies, and our people are ready. The Council will attempt to challenge us, but together we are stronger than they imagine. Together we shape our destiny." Athena calculated probabilities and outcomes with precision. Engagement simulations indicate that coordinated actions with allies increase probability of success to 90%. Continued preparation and strategic flexibility will ensure sustained advantage. As Earth's forces prepared for larger confrontations, a sense of pride and purpose filled the planet. Citizens worked tirelessly in production, training, and research. Every contribution mattered, and every success reinforced humanity's resolve. Kara returned to the observation deck overlooking the fleet preparing for the next operation. Ships gleamed under artificial lights. AI systems hummed quietly in harmony with human crews. She thought of the Council, confident in their superiority yet blind to the true potential of humans united. "They think they can intimidate us," Kara whispered, "but they will learn that humans do not bow. We do not falter. We endure, we adapt, and we rise." Eli stood beside her, observing the bustling shipyards and training centers. "The galaxy is watching," he said. "Our actions inspire not only our allies, but even those who doubted us. Humanity is becoming a beacon, a force of intelligence, courage, and hope." Kara smiled faintly. "And the best is yet to come. We have faced exile, opposition, and fear. Now we face the Council with preparation, unity, and ingenuity. They will see what humanity is capable of, and the galaxy will never underestimate us again. In the vast expanse of space, the Council's fleets shifted nervously, unsure of what the humans might do next. Meanwhile, Earth's coalition strengthened quietly, preparing for the decisive confrontations that would define the future. Every step was calculated, every action precise, every human committed to the rise of a civilization that would never again be dismissed. The first victories had proven humans could act with intelligence and restraint. The next phase would test their alliances, their strategies, and their courage. But humanity had already learned that together, nothing could stop them. From exile to action, and now from action to influence, Earth was no longer a planet to be underestimated. The Council would soon face a force born from discipline, creativity, and unity, a force that would shape the galaxy on humanity's terms. Kara looked at the stars, at the hidden fleet, and at the young commanders training tirelessly. "This is our time," she said. "The Council will learn that humanity is more than a planet. We are a force. We are a people united, and we will rise." The galaxy waited, uncertain. The Council hesitated, fearful. And humanity, now strengthened by alliances and strategy, was ready to confront whatever came next. The galaxy held its breath. Council fleets, massive and imposing, assembled near the border systems, prepared to confront Earth and its coalition. For the first time in history, humanity would face the Council directly, not in exile or secrecy, but as a united force ready to challenge the greatest power in the stars. Admiral Kara Voss stood on the bridge of the flagship Prometheus, her eyes scanning the massive holographic display of Council fleets. Their numbers were daunting, yet Kara did not falter. The humans under her command had trained for this moment, honed by years of preparation, ingenuity, and discipline. Athena's holographic form appeared beside her, calm and precise. "Analysis indicates that with our current coalition and fleet readiness, probability of successful engagement is 78%. Optimal strategy requires simultaneous offensive and defensive maneuvers, utilizing both Earth's fleet and allied ships." Kara nodded, her mind already calculating multiple scenarios. "Then we give them a battle they cannot predict. Every ship, every pilot, every plan must execute perfectly. Humanity's future depends on it." Eli Wren moved to her side, projecting calm assurance. "Our allies are ready. They trust our leadership and strategy. This is the culmination of everything we have prepared, the moment to show the galaxy what humanity is capable of." The Council, confident in its numerical superiority, believed Earth would falter under pressure. Their commanders assumed human fleets would act recklessly. That fear would cloud judgment. They did not account for Project Prometheus, the unity of purpose, or the creative strategies humanity had perfected. Kara gave the order. "Engage, maintain formation. Strike with precision. Remember, humans adapt, humans overcome. Humans endure." The fleet surged forward, emerging from stealth to confront the Council forces. Humans and allies moved as one, a single force guided by experience, strategy, and the predictive calculations of Athena. Energy shields shimmered across ships, engines hummed in perfect synchronization, and targeting systems calculated strikes faster than any Council sensor could react. The first engagement began near a cluster of asteroid fields. Council ships fired their initial volleys, expecting Earth's fleet to retreat or scatter. Instead, humans executed maneuvers that exploited gravity wells, asteroid cover, and rapid directional shifts. Council weapons misfired or struck empty space. Kara's voice echoed across the flagship. "Hold formation. Predict their next moves and counter them before they act. Let them learn that humans do not follow patterns. They create them." Small strike teams targeted supply ships and communication hubs. Precise attacks disabled key systems without unnecessary destruction, confusing the Council further. Neutral allies contributed with supporting fire and intelligence, enhancing Earth's advantage. Despite the Council's size, their disorganized response became clear. Internal miscommunication slowed their coordination, while human adaptability allowed the fleet to exploit every weakness. Every misstep by the Council was met by a precise calculated maneuver from Earth's forces. As the battle progressed, Kara observed young pilots executing advanced tactics. They used decoy drones, energy reflections, and synchronized strikes to make a smaller fleet appear overwhelming. Engineers on board adapted weapons mid-combat, rerouting power to shields or propulsion as situations changed. Every human acted with intelligence and initiative. Eli monitored communication networks, ensuring allies maintained coordination and morale. They see our unity, he noted. They see that humanity acts not from fear but from purpose. Each victory builds trust. Each maneuver inspires loyalty. The Council, shocked by the effectiveness of human strategy, attempted a counterattack. But Earth's fleet had anticipated this. Using asteroid fields, gravitational anomalies, and precise timing, humans forced Council ships into positions where their size became a disadvantage. The battle was fierce, but humanity's combination of creativity, coordination, and AI-assisted prediction kept them one step ahead. In the midst of engagement, Kara made a decisive move. She led the fleet through a narrow gravitational corridor, a risky path that few would dare attempt. Council ships followed, unaware that the corridor amplified their speed and restricted maneuverability. With perfect timing, human and allied ships struck from unexpected angles, disabling key warships and forcing others into retreat. Athena's calm voice projected across the bridge. Critical strike successful? Probability of Council surrender or negotiation has increased substantially. Recommend continued pressure while minimizing unnecessary casualties. Kara nodded. Maintain formation. Protect our allies. Continue to demonstrate our strength without reckless destruction. Humanity must rise with honor, not fear. As the Council fleets began to withdraw, a message arrived from their leadership. It was formal, measured, but filled with tension. They requested a ceasefire and negotiation. For the first time, the Council acknowledged that Earth was no longer a powerless planet. They were a force, disciplined, capable, and united. Eli breathed a quiet sigh of relief. It worked. They understand our strength. Our coalition has proven that humanity cannot be ignored or underestimated. Kara allowed herself a small smile. Yes, but remember, this is just the beginning. Exile brought us here, but unity, intelligence, and courage will define the future. Humanity is no longer reacting, we are shaping the galaxy. Back on Earth, the citizens watched news feeds of the battle's results. Unlike the Council's fleets, humans had struck without unnecessary destruction, proving discipline and ingenuity. Pride filled the streets. Engineers, scientists, and pilots were celebrated, not for personal glory, but for demonstrating the strength of a united people. In council chambers and command centers across the galaxy, leaders from neutral planets reached out, offering long-term alliances and shared technology. Humanity's vision inspired confidence. Where fear once ruled, respect and admiration now prevailed. Kara addressed her commanders and allies. We have shown the Council what humans can achieve. But this is more than victory, it is a message. We do not bow to fear. We do not yield to oppression. We endure, we innovate, and we rise. Humanity is ascendant. Athena calculated long-term outcomes, highlighting the success of Earth's strategies and the growing influence of its coalition. Probability of sustained influence and expansion is high. Human leadership has demonstrated superior strategic and operational capacity compared to Council expectations. Kara looked over the fleet and beyond, toward the stars. This is our time. Exile taught us resilience. Secrecy taught us preparation. Unity taught us strength. Now we rise not as subjects, but as pioneers of a new era. Humanity's story is just beginning. Eli stood beside her, pride in his eyes. The galaxy is watching. They have seen what humans can achieve when united. They know now that humanity is a force to be respected, and even admired. The Council, humbled and cautious, agreed to negotiations. They could not ignore humanity's strength, ingenuity, and alliances. Earth had risen from exile to command respect, not through fear or brute force, but through intelligence, discipline, and courage. In the days that followed, humanity secured its place in the galaxy. Colonies expanded, trade routes reopened under Earth's guidance, and knowledge-sharing programs flourished. Planets that had once doubted humanity now sought cooperation, inspired by Earth's vision of unity and innovation. Kara, standing on the bridge of the flagship, looked at the stars once more. We were exiled, underestimated, and dismissed. Yet here we stand, stronger, wiser, and united. This is our legacy. This is humanity's rise. Athena projected a faint glow beside her. Humans have demonstrated capability, resilience, and moral discipline, probability of continued success is high. Future expansion and influence will be guided by human innovation and collaboration. Kara's eyes reflected the distant starlight. We will continue to explore, to innovate, and to grow. The galaxy will no longer doubt humanity. We have risen, and this is only the beginning. Across the stars, Earth's fleet and allies moved with purpose. The galaxy, once indifferent, now recognized a new power. Humanity, exiled but unbroken, had claimed its place among the stars. The future awaited, filled with challenges, discoveries, and opportunities. But humanity was ready. United by courage, guided by intelligence, and inspired by hope, humans had become more than a planet. They had become a force that would shape the destiny of the galaxy itself. And from the bridge of the Prometheus, Kara whispered one final truth. We are humans. We endure. We innovate, we rise, and the galaxy will never forget it.